Welcome to episode 62 of the Dragon's Tome, issue 62 of Dragon Magazine. We're going through every issue chronologically. My name's Rob.
I'm Jack.
I'm Chopper.
I was confused.
Well, I thought there was going to be some payback.
No,
I thought usually Chopper, you go first. I thought that's what I was confused about. But Jack jumped in there. Jack's impatient.
No, last week my good name was besmirched, saying that I was going to do some tomfoolery and hijinks at the start of this one, and I didn't, and I have not, and I will not. I'm a bigger, better man.
You wait till your turn to ruin it.
He's still renegotiating that contract.
That's right. We're not paying anymore, Jack. This is it.
I'm going to start getting paid.
No. This cover is a big one. I don't think we've had one from this artist before. And it's a name we all know, Larry Elmore.
Yeah.
Have we had an Elmore before? I'm not sure we have.
I don't know if we have or hadn't, but
he obviously does everything eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is probably one of the best covers we've had so far, I think. Dynamic.
Yes, everything's in proportion.
Yeah, everybody looks cool. I think that's a knoll down the bottom there, or at least the guy wearing a knoll's face.
It's definitely a knoll. Oh, but he's missing a tail.
Yeah, that's why I think it's just a guy wearing a knoll's face. And it's a cool knight. It is very cool. I like knights. And
maybe it's a kobold.
Could be before they went to full draconian. That might be kobolds. Yeah,
could be. The other guys, they can't see their faces, so they could be anything. Barbarians. But yeah, it's a beautiful mountainscape in the background. Not more to say about Elmore.
I guess we can call this guy a paladin, right? Because he's on a war horse with a lance.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember this cover. This was my definitive night in D&D eye candy. Like my mind palace. This was the definitive night for a long time.
Mm-hmm. You don't even see that much of him. He's just a spear or a lance, a shield, and his horse. And some boots. That's all you see in his helmet.
Some sexy legs, sexy metal legs.
Yeah, that's the best part. You don't actually see too much of him. But it's effective and amazing, and obviously Larry Elmore is associated with AD&D and
it's true.
Everything. He does so many of the covers eventually that...
Bob Ross trees, it's awesome.
They are very Bob Ross trees. Bob Ross wishes he was this guy. Anyways, that's enough of the cover, I think, eh? Oh, it's I think we mentioned it's June 1982 now. We're in June. Still $3.
That hasn't changed.
It does have a top secret adventure in it though, so there is a insert. But we get that great ad, and then we go down to Dragon Rumbles by Jacques Jacquet. Results of the reader survey. I think we had this I don't know how many weeks ago now, and I said that no, they wouldn't listen to the reader results anyways. But 95% of the results are male. Surprise, surprise. I was amazed at this, but I guess it makes sense. But because the average now is a lot older, but the average then was 16 and a half years old, which is quite young. But I guess it makes sense back then. But now it's probably the average, probably 40. So
yeah, I'm 12 around this time.
I'm curious. I'm actually curious what if they did the exact same survey now, what the results would be.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised at 95% male.
It's high.
I thought that was way higher than it would have been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that was a bit low.
But this is
I
also
expected 98%.
This is also Dragon Magazine readers poll, not necessarily gamers poll, right? So.
Oh.
And again, statistics. It is the people who bothered to fill out a.
Yeah.
It's so there's a bunch of biases along the way, but yeah, I was a bit surprised at that. But 16 seemed like the target audience.
Yeah, high school
for me,
for sure.
Young high school kids.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's a perfect time for it actually.
Heroic fantasy, most popular, obviously AD&D. That's gonna dominate. 61. There's a bunch of stats, but I'm just picking my favorites. 61% are pro rules as written for board games, but only 42% rules as written for RPGs, which is interesting. 42%. That's low. That's what's good. There's a lot of home brewing going on there, and I think 61% is real low for board games. Who doesn't follow the rules in board games? I'm just gonna make them up as I go. But I guess it matters. I guess the board games then weren't so codified as they are now. I think. Like now it's specific rules, and they have rules for every little contingency. Back then it was just like, yeah, here's your rules, figure it out.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's bizarre to me that board games that someone thought that was negotiable. What the rules were for a board game. To me, that's wild.
Yeah, I thought that was too. Like RPGs, I mean, if 42% is low, I was thinking more like maybe once again 61%, but still, it's pretty crazy. And the last thing I want to say is they asked what people want from Dragon Rumbles, and they want more NPCs, which is NPC classes, which is interesting. We've always discussed how those are actually PC classes, so I think that's what people are saying pretty much. They want more classes.
Yeah.
That was always my favorite thing.
I want more
kid.
player casts.
Yep, as a kid, that was always my favorite thing, was playing some wacky character classes. So I can see that. And that is Dragon Rumbles for this month of 1982 in June. I was a little kid. I was like 7. We'll start with Patrick. What is your first article?
My first article, we are going to go to page 12.
12. How bizarre.
We're going to the Bazaar of the Bazaars, and we're going to talk about evil dragon armors.
This is one of mine too.
Like how to make evil dragon armor. Like it really tells you how to go out and get the hide of the dragon
and how to butcher it, and like
Yes.
this is a strangely detailed account of how to make dragon
Yes.
scale.
I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that you can make, you get these special resistances from the type of armor or type of skills you're using, but how it just went into how you get the hide and take
also,
it off of the dragon.
You can't kill him with a bladed weapon, so trying to kill it, and no magic. So trying to kill a dragon with just like a mace, good luck. You're never going to be able to do that.
Because every time you hit it with an edged weapon, it adds a 5% chance.
And I think after 20 hits, it destroys the pelt. So
yeah,
you can't kill it with an edged weapon. And they say if you shoot magic at it, it'll ruin the magical abilities of the scale mill. So you can't even shoot magic at it. So
yeah, so
you have to hit it with a mace or punch it.
I enjoyed this article because of the simple, what's the word? The simple bonuses you get for the different evil dragons, but
right, yeah,
it also made me laugh a little bit with the thoroughness that Roger Moore went to on how to just get the scales.
I think he probably did it on purpose, that it's so hard that you won't abuse it. But
here in my notes I wrote that, is it because of those dragon movies that came out in the 80s? Tom Cruise was in one of them.
Ooh, Legend.
And there was the other one where they're both wizard scribes, and all they did was just go to the dragon's lair and pick up scales that just had fallen off of him.
Yeah, I guess they don't keep their magic if they fall off naturally.
Oh,
that doesn't cut it off with a sharp.
So blade. I wonder if that was an answer to those. Maybe he was so indignified that you could just walk into a dragon's lair, pick up scales, and then have dragon armor.
Yeah, too easy for adventurers.
Like if a dragon molts like a snake does, just slowly slithers out of its skin, and then someone just walks up and...
Mill, yeah.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, so...
I did find it strange that no matter what the size of the dragon, you can only make one set of armor from it. I'm like, some dragons are quite large. You can make more than one set.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was an odd thing. Anything else to say about your dragon armors, Patrick?
No, that's all I had. You got anything to add since you were also part of this?
No, mine was a strangely detailed account. Was my I was like, what the hell? Such odd things. Jack, what's your first article?
Page 64 of the PDF. We're going to be going to something called Zadron's Pouch of Wonders. You don't know what you'll get until it's gone.
This was fun.
Okay. Then, yeah, it is a fun, mechanically, you get this pouch. There's 20 items inside. You can only have one at a time, and after you've gone through the 20 items, it disappears. It goes and magically appears in a hoard somewhere to be found by the next person. Wacky. It's got,
when you pull out a new item, the old item disappears. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yeah, so you can only have one at a time, and every day there's a chance that a new item, like it's a 5% chance that a new item will appear in the pouch, and then once that does happen, the one in real life just withers and dies. Okay, that sounds great. But then you start reading. You can get a friendly rabbit friend. You can get
It's gonna die.
pet eagles, and I'm like, what? You get a little guy, you name
Little
him,
dragon.
little Harold. You can
Goldie.
get you get a dog. You can get and then every day there's a 5% chance that it's just gonna just wither and die before your eyes, so that you can get a marble or something afterwards.
Yeah.
That's devastating. No, I
never
can't
looked at that
can't abide
deeply,
by
but
that.
yes, that is. Now you say that, I was like more like, oh, that sucks. I lost my wand of magic missiles. I only used it once. But no, you're right. I lost my pet companion who was going to be my friend for life. I guess that's it. When you pull him out, you're like, I'm not getting attached to you. You're going to just run into the fray and
Yeah.
get killed because I don't care about you
Exactly.
because you're going to die.
Yep, that you would have to be pretty cold-hearted.
Heartless. Yeah. It's a neat little. It's long and it's a neat little article about it. Just a random magic item that would be fun just to mess with people, because it would
Yeah.
be like at first you would know the rules, so you pull a little. Okay, roll every day. Can you roll that percentage die? Okay,
Exactly.
I rolled a 1. Oh no, you notice that Fluffy is not looking too good.
Yeah.
Oh, he's withering.
He's starting to shed.
Yeah.
Like a podling being drained by the dark crystal for his
And-
essence.
The last thing you see are his two sad eyes.
Yep.
Oh.
But there's a new item in your pouch.
Yep. Look, you got
On the bright
you
side.
You got a rope.
Yeah. That's right.
you can understand a language said within 3 inches of you. Oh,
As
okay,
you're
I guess
crying.
so.
Fluffy.
You got a miniature wagon.
Man, now I wish I didn't know about this because that'd be fun. Now every time Jack DMs and gives somebody a pouch, we'll know what's gonna happen. Take your pouch. No, I'm not refusing pulling anything from this pouch.
That's right.
Is
I'm
there
sorry.
is there a big Z on it?
Yeah,
You can't.
you can't make me.
No,
Okay, so that was Jack's
was
pouch.
mine.
You guys,
I've displayed my pouch for all to see.
nice. You guys have pretty much taken mine, but mine's gonna be on page 7 of the PDF. It's dragons. We talked about the dragon armor, and the same kind of section is all about dragons, and they do fairy dragons, steel dragon, and gray dragon. I'm pretty sure fairy dragon and steel dragon become real dragons. I'm not sure about the gray dragon, but
The fairy dragon does.
I remember
Yeah,
steel dragons too. So,
Yeah.
but it's just interesting. I don't think they're probably nothing like these ones, but the names are used again because they wouldn't want to pay Brian Yeager here or whoever did the steel, Pat Rankin, to for their ideas. So I'm sure they're totally different than these, but it is interesting to get new dragon types, and this is something very useful for games because everybody loves throwing dragons, especially fairy dragons, who are little annoying little dragons, which is kind of fun. And the steel and dragon, steel is a good dragon because it's metallic, and then gray is its opposite, and they are freaking powerful. these things are not to be messed with. They're like one of a kind,
Yes.
godlike dragons. So, and the art is beautiful in all of these. They're all different art styles, and they're very cool.
If you'd have asked me, were fairy dragons already in at this point, I would have went, oh yeah, obviously. Like
Yeah.
that's how the artwork they use for it. In my mind, yeah, obviously fairy dragons were in from like early on, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been wrong.
Yeah, but very cool. I do love the idea of all these different types of dragons, and eventually we get tons of dragons. So this is the beginning of the dragonifying. I think at the time there's only 10, 5 good and 5 bad, I think. So yeah, fun times. I do love the dragons, and I think the steel dragon's art's really cool because it's kind of impressionistic, but it implies like burnished steel.
Sounds like a 80s metal band.
Burnished steel
Steel dragon.
or steel dragon.
Oh wait, it was in a movie. Steel Dragon was a band in a movie.
Was it? That makes sense.
With Mark Wahlberg.
I don't know. Was he in the band?
Steel dragon.
Yes,
Don't know the movie.
it was called The Rocker.
Oh,
You know too much about weird movies.
Oh, maybe it was Maybe it was Rockstar.
That's a Nickelback song, unfortunately.
Was it Brendan Fraser and Adam Sandler in it?
No, that's
Airheads.
Airheads.
That's a great movie. Okay.
They were the Lone Rangers, by the
They
way.
were Lone
Right?
Rangers.
Yep. And Steve Buscemi.
True.
Pat, what is your next article?
All right. Since Jack Ray stole one of mine, we'll go to
You
the
both
next
stole one of
one.
mine, so screw you both.
Second to last one, page 16.
16 spell books.
Everything you never knew about spell books. I thought this was a nice little guide to spell books in general. Just Gary Gygax laid out a nice little physical kind of full picture of what to expect about spell books. And I liked about it is that I don't think there is much about spell books anyways. You just took them for granted when you played D&D.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there was anything that's out like this until Unearthed Arcana, right?
Could be.
That was a question because I don't remember too much about Unearthed Arcana.
This could be one of those things where he's he's done this before with the cantrips and stuff, where he's doing Unearthed Arcana stuff before it all gets put together into the book.
He's testing it out.
The same stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought this was really cool. It gives you the cost of spell books. It gives you something to do with your money as a magic user other than, buying new robes.
And if someone said, "Hey, how big is this book? I want to try and steal it or whatever," you would know. Oh no,
Yeah,
there's
that.
A spell book is this size on average, or
Plus, it also gives the magic user a little limitation. Then I just whip out my spell book. Oh, you mean this
underwater
16-pound tomb thing you have strapped to your back?
A dragon's tome, as it were.
Oh,
ooh.
With dragon armor, we just learned how to make dragon armor. We can make dragon tomes
with dragon scales. Yeah, it is neat. I would never use it because I hate the idea of what do they call the stuff you have to use, components and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Where you have to if you want to cast this thing, you have to have this in your. It's like I just have them because trying to keep track of that stuff is just so complicated.
Didn't you use your pitch before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Didn't you just go swimming? All of your stuff that's in your bag is just
I think all I ever used out of that was the casting time.
Yeah, casting time for sure. But any of the components, you have them. It's kind of like encumbrance. It's just like unless you're trying to abuse it, it's just okay. It works. Okay.
Yeah, unless you have
20 swords
50,
on you.
Unless you think you can cast 15 death spells.
Yeah.
No.
Well, but once again, they're all limited by how much you can cast a day, anyways, right? So.
Yeah.
But he does change some things mechanically by casting directly from spell books and how to create the spell books and
it's
things
like
that
having scrolls, built-in scrolls.
Well, yeah, because there's a travel spell book and then there's your permanent spell book.
So he's floating
add a little something to
he's
wizards,
putting some spices in that soups that he's made, and we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, it's true. If you want to complicate it up or you want little different ways of doing things, here's if someone's really dedicated magic user and they like playing that kind of game,
sure,
go for it. Yeah,
it gives them a little spice to them. Plus, you can also be used as a limiter.
And as like a fighter, you're always looking for a better sword. So I could see as a magic user, you want something to look forward to. So instead of a wand or whatever, look forward to a better book.
Standard book. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. That was Pat's. Jack.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to visit a article on page 30 of the PDF, written by Roger Moore again. He seems pretty prolific.
He's your favorite. It's just the gods of. Oh, I have to go to the next page. The orcs.
And then yes, it's a centerfold. So yes, you have to kind of use your imagination. It's the gods of the orcs, and these guys are pretty badass. And the first one, he's just a leper.
I was gonna say he looks like a leper gone bad,
except for his hands, which apparently always stay perfectly humanoid. Which
he's got the palm olive.
So it gets dark. A lot of these are very traditional. Now, they discuss the half orcs as they have done gnomes and everything else, elves, dwarves that we've done. So these are the gods of the half orcs, and they really are. There's no question that the half orcs of this time were not like a diverse people. These gods are dark, and the half orcs were apparently wide paintbrush here, like just borderline evil. So the gods reflect that, and yeah, I I found it very interesting, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's I do like those articles. We've discussed it before, but this one's all about half orcs and God of the orcs. I guess half orcs might worship god orc gods. That makes sense. I assume if you don't worship the orc gods, you don't have to be evil. I don't think there was a limit on race because there was half orcs, right? But I don't think you could be a good half orc. I think, right? It was only classes
Yes,
that limited things, certain things. So
that is correct.
Oh,
so only evil half orcs would worship these gods. I would assume the good half orcs would be like, God, no, I don't follow my orcish parents.
Exactly.
Whichever parents raped the other parents, I don't believe I'm going to follow their gods because they're evil. But yeah, it's when the places of worship are battlefields and underground crypts. You know that you're not dealing with some good people.
yeah, no, they're not handing out ladles of soup to the homeless.
Yeah, that's right. These are they're not they're friendly gods. Yep.
Yeah, that's mine.
Oh, this Urtrus is surrounded by a huge envelope of stinking gases that cause you
I
to
saw that.
sneeze and choke. Oof.
Oh,
Achoo!
that guy was wild. His followers would wear full cloaks made of human skin.
Oof.
Yeah, during their ceremonies. Yeah,
It's a little
it
serious.
gets real dark for some of these.
You mentioned that dark.
Yeah.
My next one. Do I have another one? That's the question. Let me check.
Oh.
I do. It's gonna be some humor. We're going down to I think 80. My guess. Yep. It's good
We're
old
going on
What's
the
New with Phil and Dixie.
bowels.
It pretty much they go on a whole thing about if D&D was like realistic in modern, like modern people trying to do D&D things. It's hilarious
Yeah.
because people trying to lift swords or carry all the stuff that's in their bags, and it's pretty funny. So I thought it was funny and also interesting because it is a representation of how hard it would be to be an adventurer. So it just carrying cinder blocks. Also in Dragon Mirth, I'll add this one in. There's one that's just the executioner, and when I was his age, I didn't mope around the house all day. I was out in the streets kicking dogs. I laughed and laughed.
You are a fan of animal abuse
I,
in all its
it's
forms.
true. It is it. Punch a fish and I'll die. So,
Yes. That's
uh,
factual. That is.
it's literally factual. Or shoot a dolphin through a truck. Man, I'll laugh.
And laugh and laugh.
Patrick, do you have another one?
I do not. I am out,
Audi.
and I don't even have any ads.
Jack, do you have any more?
I have, if we want to go to ads, I've got if we go down to page 84.
Let me just I have one more just I want to talk about quickly. I have nothing to say about it, just to say Gangbusters is introduced in here for the first time. It's the new TSR game that's about mobsters. It's obviously a big game eventually. Not big, but it's one of their TSR games. And yeah, I just want to say that was introduced in this issue. Jack, what was that? What page?
84. And it's
Right
not
there.
anything special. Yeah, I'm just
More
we've
the
seen
Grenadiers. Yeah.
yeah, we've
Yep.
seen this same ad style. We've seen a fighter, we've seen a wizard, and now I presume a druid
Or cleric.
or a cleric. So I'm just going to go on a limb and say they decided that they were going to do a spread of the different bunch of different classes, and still full
Look at this
full
guy's
production value.
wispy beard. Do you think that's fake, or do you grow that himself? If this was
That looks real.
20 years later in D&D, I would say it's real, but this is before neck beards took over, I think so. Or you think there were still neck beards?
And that's not even a neck beard. I just think that is someone who's got a
scruffy ass beard.
Yeah. Some of us are not blessed with the ability to grow a full.
Yeah.
I think that's a shot at me.
No, I was just tooting my own horn. Just wanted everyone to see,
It's very manicured.
Yeah, had a Christmas party to go to last night.
You look like G.I. Joe with real life hair and beard. Yeah, there you go. With your gripping hands.
G.I. Joe.
OG G.I. Joe, not even real American hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an eagle eye? Can someone stare through the back of your head and see things?
That was the Bionic Man.
That was the Bionic Man. $6 Million Man is.
Anyways, Pat, no ads?
No ads.
I have no ads, so we're gonna wrap this one up. I think not too much. A lot of us are. You can tell that we are friends because we overlap a lot of our articles.
Again, Dragon Magazine landscape is changing. There's a lot of stories, and articles are getting longer, and so there are less different articles.
Yeah. This one had we never talked about the scribe. We could have talked about the scribe.
Well, we talked about the scribe in another episode. That's the reason why I didn't pick that NPC class.
I think we talked about alchemists and stuff, but I think scribe was.
No, but the scribe was part of that.
Oh, is this just a new version?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some magazines are not suited for myself, and this one and the next I didn't find too much going on that I was captivated by.
We'll see. Stay tuned for next week to see Jack's non-captivation. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We don't get many comments. We do. People are like email comments to us, but you can always comment on the shows too. But yeah,
we do sign you up for Scientology. If you email us, that email goes on the list, and we do sign you up. We what?
That'd be the least of your issues I'd be signing you up for.
We don't want to be associated with any cults. Stop it now.
We are. It's called the AD&D.
Oh.
Yeah. Until next week, I've been Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chaba.
And we'll be here. Please come join us.
Like, click, subscribe.
Ring that bell, whatever that means. I don't think it does anything.
You can ring my bell. Ring my bell.
Gloria Estefan. Never better. Bye-bye.
He does that on purpose.